Oh, the boldest, the most depressing disses in the game. Like, sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat because I've just had a dream that I accidentally upset Suga. Alright. I'm gonna make a YouTube-friendly intro for this and try and avoid saying the word tits. Hello guys, my name is comedian Ooh Crumbs Tits. We're gonna do a SUGA reaction today, which is BTS SUGA, or Agust D, if you must know. It's a member of BTS, one of the rap line. He's famous for doing raps in a line, I think. I don't know anything about anything. But seriously, I think I've done all of his D2 album. I've talked endlessly about how handsome he is. It feels like it's finally time to actually do his first album. Apparently it's very mental health heavy. I like that kind of stuff. You know, it's a bit energy sapping and makes you feel stuff. BTS do that. You go from being like, hooray, to being like, oh. Right. Okay, but that's BTS for you. I think that's part of the appeal. So we're gonna react to the whole album right now. I'm streaming, but we're also going to be putting this on YouTube. We're going to be having fun with friends, and we're going to talk about mental health, make some silly jokes about boobs. It's going to be a lovely time. So subscribe, grab a drink. I've got one here, which is, I guess, hopefully big enough. We'll see. I like to hydrate, mate. You know, subscribe, like I said. Check out my Patreon if you want to see some Run BTS and Bon Voyage reactions and support more of this gibberish right here. And let's do this. Let's crack into this album like a fresh cheese egg. Oh, it's already got mixing on it. He's D-boy now, or is that someone else? No, that is him. He's D-boy. Okay. What an epic intro. Well, now I do. Call you Boofang, really. I like it. What did this man just say? I don't know if he knows what that means, or if it's more like, if it was written out with spaces, it wouldn't look so bad, but then the people that made this lyric video just put it in, just did him dirty and put it all in one go. They call me U to the STI. They call me C to the chlamydia. RM to the rash on my mons pubis. It's like, you know, that's... Wow. Wow, people are getting sassy in my chat. Zaina says, yeah, he says SD, you should just move on. Because you said that, I'm gonna go on Wikipedia and get up a list of STDs that are funny. No, I'm not. Let's move on. Still coming. Bill Bob Shooters. What do you say? My category. Thank you for the follow, Nia BBQ. My size is different to fit in the K-pop category. He's saying I'm too big to be contained by one genre. Obviously, I mean, this is not traditional K-pop. You could say that much. Okay, I like it. Big, brash, bold, chlamydia-filled intro that really shows off what this album's going to be about. It's very bold, you know, swaggerlicious. All right, so next up we got the track Agust D by Agust D, which have I heard? I don't know. Agust D. Thanks for the first time chat. Satis Jellyfish has an unfortunate way to spell his name. Yeah, I think it's mostly, I think if it had dashes between it, my childish brain would have made nothing of it, but I think, oh, it's got an MV, sweet. But I think Dial 6137 or whatever it is did him dirty, which is, you know, a shame. All right, so straight into track 2, people. It's heating up. Ooh. Oh, they're already doing video stuff, which I like. I'm a video stuff person, an editor, if you will. I like these little transitions here. And just a pair of handcuffs just swinging through the air. I like how visually noisy this is, like very much my style. The song's a little bit quiet, so I might crank it a little bit, just a little bit, you know. I want to get some energy, some bops going in here. All right, here we go. Let's also check I've got the right subtitles on, because sometimes YouTube thinks I'm Korean, which is flattering, but not accurate. I can also tell this is like early BTS content, because even though I'm pretty sure this is on the official, it's on the official Hybe channel, the translation is a little bit gibberish, but the video is good enough, so that's fine. I like that. K-pop ain't big enough for the one of us. Oh, Suga really has some of the boldest, the most depressing disses in the game. Like, sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat because I've just had a dream that I accidentally upset Suga. You know, maybe I bumped into him on a railway track or something, and he just put a song out there about it and maybe wants to quit being alive. I mean, look at this. My seat is business. You're an economy behind me kissing my arms. Oh, that is brutal. He's gonna burn the passport because he's worldwide. Doesn't need a passport. It's also good at kicking pens off tables. Is he headbanging or releasing his shackles? Both, I guess. Oh, see, this is why Dial 6137 is a risky channel to use for an Agust D song, because he really spits. Like, his speed, his flow is crazy, and he burns through lyrics. Like, when this man writes a song, other rappers are writing like 1 page of lyrics for one song. He's writing like 4. He gets through it so quickly. Ooh. Turned on my tongue technology. That is a statement. Not inaccurate. Not inaccurate. Okay, here we go. I haunt down those who copy the copiers. Again, like, when he insults people, he doesn't just put them like a level below him. He doesn't just knock them down a peg. He knocks them down the whole alphabet, the whole abacus. It's ridiculous. I hunt down those who copy the copiers. Yeah, he's hanging out a window. Oh, you should be thankful I'm an idol, because I'm so busy. I've got no time to make, enough rap and enough stuff clapping back at you. He's giving them a chance to enter the genre. Wait, what? Wait, was the whole house on a bus the whole time? Or has anyone ever seen Mortal Engines? I don't know why you would have necessarily, because it didn't get, brilliant reviews. I actually quite enjoy that movie, weirdly. Like, it's not amazing, but it's fine. But this is like Mortal Engine style. I don't know if this is like CGI, if they actually have a giant house bus fan. And again, you could take art so far and you can make all these crazy readings into it, which I like to do. And you can get away with it. This is what I didn't realize. I think actually this is what I did realize quite early on in my English degree, and it ended up sort of jading me quite a bit. It made me realize that I don't like English and analysis, because it's like I mean, I enjoy doing it, but it's kind of bollocks. Don't be put off by potential people sitting around being like, oh yeah, because you can make anything about anything. That's the real secret. But you know, artistically, I like the idea in a video that he's inside this little hut, you know, and you think he's in like this little shack, and then it pans out and he's actually in a van moving. It's almost like a metaphor for where he is in the industry. You know, they're trying to put him in this tiny box, but he's actually going all over the place. He's climbing on the roof like a maniac. That is not safe for work or off work. Not safe for holiday either. And he's eating pizza. There's anything this man can't do. What did he just say to me? Good health is all you got. Now your mum's going to be upset when you lose it. Oh, is he saying that when they hear this rap? I mean, that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, if this raps, his raps are so brutal that if you heard them and they're about you, you probably would lose your good health. At least your mental health would tank. And the way he is saying sorry to the mums of the people he insults, as was predicted. This is a cool video, man. Oozing style. Oh, wow. That's a real like military beat. Like, you know, it's like a military marching beat. He comes at people. That's the entire package right there. Music, lyrics, video, all working in synergy to make people who it was aimed at feel utterly depressed and worthless. Just really, really cruel and mean. Over the top, maybe. You know, hold your punches a little bit, Sugar. That was really nasty. All right, Give It To Me, which I think is the one I watched last week, but I'll watch it again because it's an absolute banger. And this is a whole album to listen to, so, you know. Pretty sure this is the one with, yeah. This track slaps, and I'll try and reiterate that for you guys. What's up, Jasmine? Welcome to the stream. We're about to watch Give It To Me. Give it to me, Sugar. Literally give it to me. Oh, this beat. Oh, I could have this beat all day. For lunch. It's too wild. It's too wavy. I feel for you, man. My family's the same way. Oh, I mean, like, lyrically, I enjoy lyrics like this. You know, it's well said, it's well scripted, but the concept of I slept less and moved more than you all, it does depress me on a deep level because I feel like no matter how much sleep I get, I don't have enough energy, and I feel like I didn't get enough, and I don't know. So to hear him be like, I slept less and worked harder, I'm just like, right, I might just not be physically capable of being as good as him. I might have to accept that. I think all of us might have to accept that. But it's quite depressing. That's what I love about him. This lyric is so good. He said, I don't know about the secret to success yet, but I think I do know about how to fail, which on the, you know, just by itself sounds like a very deep introspective lyric. Like, you know, you could sing that without the insult afterwards, being like, I don't know how to succeed, but I know, you know, I think about how to fail and I try and avoid that. But then he swings it around and says, I know how to fail because I've seen you in action. I'd rather die than live like you. It's just so mean, Sugar. It's so mean. Jesus, man. Says, I woke up 20 minutes ago and I'm feeling this roast of my soul. Me too. I woke up at, well, not 20 minutes ago. More like half an hour. No, I woke up at like 9, 8:30. It was an okay time, but I didn't get out of bed till 12. And I do also feel his roast in my soul. Doesn't just sing the tough stuff, he backs it up with his face too. He looks tough. He's like, argh. He's smoking hot in this. That lyric too, so cool. One of those things that, like a lot of BTS lyrics, just even translated, just hit so hard. Fuck all the politics in the word success. This is so true though, because success is such a, you know, like, just kind of like venomed concept. It's a really multi-layered thing, and it's very objective and subjective. All the adjective words, adjective too, maybe. It's just such a really like pointed word. A very like, I think I've been trying to say the same thing and failing for a while. It's a doozy, basically. It's a doozy of a word. It means different things to other people. And I think he's definitely referring to the fact that people will be like, well, you say you're successful, but you sold out. It's not real success. You know, like, people will just redefine what success is, but if it you know, is convenient to them, if it behooves them. Love his coat too. The coat's doing a lot of work there. Not as much as he is, but plenty of work from that coat. Yeah, still bangs even a week later than I first heard it. Agust D, Give It To Me. Perfect title, because it's like, yes, keep giving this to me. Daddy Yoongi. Alright, so, skit. Oh, we have skit next. The lovely titled skit, which might be a skit, if I had to guess. If this selfish man has done this skit in Korean, I'll be livid. Just English, please. No, but let's see if it's on dial. I guess dial. No, but it's on this one. It's just a skit. It's only a minute long, so this will be good enough, I'm sure.
왜 빨리 왔는데? 빨리 먹고. 아니, 바로 옆에 있었어. 안녕하세요. 이 자리 갈게. 여기 양갈비살.
Wow, he's hungry. Not one lamb is not enough for this man. He needs 2 baby sheeps.
내가 이제 이번 믹스테이프 자체가 이 방탄소년단 슈가로서 있는 게 아니라 약간 나의 여러 가지 모습 중에 한 가지.
It makes sense. He's got his different stage name.
그러니까 내가 어쨌든 음악을 하는 데 있어서 형이 어쨌든 많이 이렇게 믿어줬잖아. 난 그게 되게 아까 양평이랑 수란 누나랑 이야기하면서 나는 그 이야기를 했었거든. 나는 내가 지금 이렇게 음악 할 수 있는 거 되게 우리 형이 나를 믿어줘서 그래. 그렇게 믿어주는 사람이 있는 것 자체가 되게.
Well, yeah, mate. That's not a controversial opinion. Everybody needs a cheerleader of some sort, preferably multiple, but definitely. And obviously, it starts with being your own cheerleader, being in the mirror and being like, "Yay, go you, COMEDIAN." If you can't do it, no one can. Like, everyone needs that. Maybe not quite that, but something like that in the morning. Starting with yourself and then moving on to other people, you know? And it's hard for other people to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself first. It's a whole catch-22 of self-belief and outward belief.
나는 저희 연습생 때부터 지금이 잘될 때까지
yeah. So his brother's great then. His brother's nice, lovely, supporting. If his brother's watching this and is interested in having another brother, hit me up. I you know, encouraging family members would be nice. Just, it would be cool. I would worry about my family members watching this, but I also know there's no chance in hell they would, which is part of the problem. So yes, Yoongi's brother, hit me up, HMU. All right, okay. So not only am I jealous of Suga's looks and fame and his 6 BFFs, now I'm jealous of his family, which is annoying. So that's done. So 724148 is the next video. I feel that showed up last time. Yes, here we go. Okay.
Yo, okay.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. It's just hard to read these lyrics sometimes, but they are good translations. Oh shit, okay. So he was saying he'd do music, and if I do well in music, the best chance I have is becoming the principal of a music academy. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, was he saying like is he saying the best? Is it like being like, I really want to do dancing, but the furthest I'll probably get is being a choreographer, or is that him being like, I'm gonna lead one of these places? I'm not quite sure. Maybe my chat can help me out. I like that. It's an interesting chip to have on your shoulder. The number one, I couldn't be in academics. You know what I mean? Like, I sort of get that, because especially like me with my ADHD, I had a period when like I was kind of like a straight A student, and in the period when I kind of like dipped and declined a little bit, and my teachers were no help, and they went for that old boomer teacher thing of being like, oh, you know, comedian, you know, he's a smart kid, but he's lazy, he doesn't apply himself. So I started, you know, and as a kid, I was a bit of a loser, shockingly, and all I really had was the thought that I was good at maths, maybe. So when my grades started dropping and stuff like that, it was actually like an existential crisis, aged 14 or something, I don't know. So I do think, in a way, part of turning to jokes, really, I was like a kind of, you know, I was like a low-key class clown. I would tell jokes when it was appropriate to. I was a respectable, teacher-afraid class clown. So yeah, like jokes, and also like I used to do animations, video editing, stuff like that was my way of kind of proving my self-worth outside of grades. So yeah, I relate to that a lot. Yeah, I had to get out of Lyme Regis. I like that. Powerful footsteps of a pimple-scarred teenager fade out in front of an audition poster. Oh, it's so true though. Like, I'm sure so many creatives can relate to this, but it's just that thing of like, you know, if you're in like a sort of isolated moment in time where you feel good about yourself, you feel good about your art, like maybe I'll be like, I can do comedy, yeah, I can do a funny character like man who's hurt his leg. Ow, my leg on stage. Oh, if only there was a stage here right now, I'd crush it. And then you finally get on the stage, or you even see the poster, you get to the audition, and it just all sucks down inside of you. And then it's like, you know, if only there was a way. I feel like getting up and also becoming the best person you can be, and even the best creative you can be, is really finding a way to sort of to like get to that essence of yourself and show it on stage in front of people with no fear. You know, that's the same thing outside of creative world as well. It's just like it's a huge difference between having a thought and being able to share it. What's up still, everybody? Okay, so he did the beats normally, then he started rearranging the beats. So he's like showing off. It's like, look what I got. No, I would have cried. I would have been like, I'm sorry, Hitman Bang, it's scary. I respect this. It sounds cocky, but it's so true. The root of success, especially as a creative person, is self-belief. Really. So even if it's not true, or even if deep down you're worried it's not true, you really have to go into an audition and be like, these guys are lucky to have me. And my leg jokes. Wow. Yeah, that is the other thing about moving to a new city, or moving to a big city to try and make it. I'm in Los Angeles right now. You'll be like, oh, I can't afford a sausage here. Literally can't afford a single sausage in the sausage market. So it's like, if you don't make it, which most people don't, even if they are quite talented, then you are basically, it feels a bit like a sort of pyramid scheme. You show up, the city takes all of your money, and then maybe if you're lucky, you get like a small part in a sausage ad. Maybe. Damn. Oh yeah. Whew. And this line right here might be the best, most simplistic takedown of capitalism ever. Do I need success? No, I'm just in need of money. You know? Isn't that just the way? Like, I talked to my old therapist a lot about this, just like how if it would be much harder for me to appreciate the success I do have and the progress I have made and the audience I have built if I didn't feel like I was somehow a failure because I wasn't making minimum wage, really, not quite yet, with like the job I do. And by not quite yet, I mean technically still fairly far away. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just sad because, you know, in a way I think, you know, what I've done with my channel and the audience I've got is really cool. And even like, if I look back on, like, if I could have shown myself when I started this channel 2 years ago or whatever, oh, look where you are now, I'd be like, wow, amazing, like nearly 13,000 subscribers. But now it's just like, you know, it's like, well, I'm not making minimum wage yet, so obviously I'm not enough. Obviously it's not good enough. And it's just so sad when money dictates success, especially like creative success, because money and creativity just are the opposites of each other. They're like two completely opposite things on the spectrum of relativity. Damn. Gotta respect the hustle. Yeah. 데뷔는 하겠냐 말 두고 가 1년 뒤에 봐봐 새끼야 내가 뭘 하는지 넌 그제서야 TV 보고 연락하겠지. Good and goodness gracious, what a bop. Impressive as well. I've forgotten how good his storytelling is. Also, when did this album come out? 2016. So that was that when they debuted? No, that was like, wasn't that a few years after they debuted? It's interesting because I guess this song is from the perspective of him, unless my timeline's off, which it could well be. I'm assuming this song is from the perspective of him, like, you know, at the time. I think. But either way, the storytelling in that is immaculate. And the emotion and the energy, his thoughts on life, society, great stuff. Really cool. All right, next up we have, wow, he likes his numbers. We have 140503 at dawn. Trips off the tongue. Is it not on dial? It might not be on dial, maybe, because I don't see it. Yeah, I don't think it's on dial. But John, I love you so much seems to be acceptable, so. Okay. Okay. So this one was written back in 2013/14, according to IMDCCC, who could be lying, but we'll have to just accept it. Thank you for the follow, Sid and Cats. Appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying this album and me talking about this album, maybe. Oh goodness! It's like I've stumbled into his notes app on his iPhone. It seems a bit personal. That's like another kind of skit. This is like ASMR.
Yeah.
No. God damn it. Oh, guys, my setup is atrocious. Like, I really need to work on it. But like, part of my camera is blocking out the lyrics, and I don't know how to fix that without ruining my stream. Maybe if I watch it like this. Oh no. You know what? Maybe I'll put it smaller and just kind of, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Sorry guys if that makes it harder to see, but I need to see this. I'll scroll in a bit. Oh, there is a button you can press. This is fascinating. It's the cinema mode. That helps. That's good enough. All right, let's do that.
Yeah. 집을 떠 난 후의 감정 소모하는 게 싫어지면 outside 나의 관점에서 봤을 때 연습생생활 거의 만점 덕분에 생긴 게 필증 인간관계는 방점 항상 준비해놓지.
Just putting that in there, just popping that on our mental plate. So interesting. So he's saying because I'm a trainee, so his trainee life's a perfect score, but it's one of those things where like, if you want to succeed as a trainee, you put everything else on hold. So his social phobia, because he's such a good trainee and he's doing all the right stuff trainee-wise, so his social life is falling apart. His social connections are zero. I've been there. When I say I've been there, I sort of am there as well. I'm getting better about making myself do stuff and interact with humans, but it's not usually like, it's like the fact that I said make myself, I should be embracing it. I've had happy periods in my life where I've embraced that stuff and sought it out. Or maybe it was more I conveniently found friends who were very proactive about getting me out of the house. I don't know, but I understand this entirely. Yeah. Jesus. It's also the fact that he's rapping this like nonchalantly over a very good beat. It's kind of like an upbeat, like a really hype, like late 90s, early 2000s hip hop beat with like the whoop sound in the background. I like that awkward clash. It's great. It's like the clash between his idol life and his actual personal life in that awkward marriage of the lyrics and the beat. These lyrics, man. Pretend I'm okay for no reason. Meaninglessly, I pretend to be strong. Don't come over the wall I put in front of myself. And it's so true, though, because, like, it's like if I'm around people and try and pretend I'm not depressed, and you think later, like, why? But what is the point in putting those walls up? What is the point in pretending you're okay? Like, that doesn't benefit anyone. Maybe you're worried about making people uncomfortable, but pretending to feel a certain way you don't feel is also just, like, not very productive. And it's his comfort zone. I feel that's what he's saying. Don't throw me off this island in this wide sea. It's the comfort of your comfort zone. Thank you for the follow, Royal Hyama. But yeah, as in like my comfort zone is staying indoors and playing PlayStation or games, whatever. But then when I actually do go outside, I'm like, oh, it's lovely out here. Oh, it's gorgeous. The sun's lovely. I live in LA, so I'm missing out if I don't go outside. The sun's lovely. It's beautiful. Scenery's nice. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Like, my comfort zone is self-destructive. The thing that is comfortable to me, that's probably true for a lot of people, but the thing that's most comfy to me, if I engage in that too often, which I too often do, then it's self-destructive and it's actually, it becomes an uncomfort zone. The comfort of an uncomfort zone. I don't know. I like what he's saying. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Steady on there. Good song. Good song. Short and sweet, just like the man himself. Oh, okay. So that was 140503 at dawn. Trips off the tongue. The next one is The Last. I think we're actually getting into some of the songs I have heard. The Last, from what I remember, is utterly depressing. Utterly, devastatingly depressing. So, yeah. Get ready for all of this to fade out to forever grey. The Last, right. I don't think this one has lyrics either, or a video. The Last. The Last. The Last Will and Testament of Jungi. Okay. This is one of those songs, I remember the impact it had on me, and I remember quite deliberately not listening to it ever again after my last time I reacted to it, because it's like, I remember it being a lot. So this is kind of like listening to it for the first time, which I'm worried about, I'm concerned about. I feel like I'm already tearing up. We'll see. Let's get this over with. Let's Que sera sera.
잘 나가는 아이돌 래퍼 그 이면에 나 약한 자신의 설
Yeah, it's already like, it's already warning you. Oh, there it is. There it is.
때때로 다시금 도주 Hell no 그게 내 모습
It's such an interesting way of describing mental health, like a relapse, but it's so true as well. Because, most people who have depression, they might go through periods, and sometimes the periods of on and off are way too long, one or the other. Well, not the other. The other being happiness, arguably, keep that shit going. But sometimes you might get like 8 years of misery and then like 4 months of happiness, like finally, and then back into misery. But the relapse is very much the way, because when it happens, you have no control over it. It takes over your life. Like, it's a very apt word. Thanks for the follow. Hey, the BB. I feel like if you lined up our timelines, they'd be like inverse of each other. Like, my social phobia was from like, when was I first bullied? Probably like 12, 11. That's sad. 11 to like 16, 17. And then at university, the social phobia kind of lifted a bit. Then around 20, I was like the most sociable person ever. And then I left university and then became depressed again. And then it went down again. So it's like we had the opposite timeline. including him being an idol. So I'll be an idol when he's finished. Hey, stop hogging the idol, Suga. Yeah. Passionate is dead, and comparing myself to others has become every day for me. That's so hard hitting because I feel like that happened to me. Like you know, it's not as bad these days, but I definitely, like, when I first started the channel, I used to focus just on the positives. Like, oh, I've got, you know, new subscribers. This is fun. I'm getting comments for the first time. People are saying I like your videos. This is amazing. And now it's become like, oh, you know, my channel's got less subscribers than this person. This person started the year after me. Like, just look at the comparing. It's like self-destruction. It's a, you know, really toxic habit. But that's what, when you crawl into negativity, that's what happens, you know. So, you know, comparing, self-doubt, insecurity is your bedfellows when you're depressed. And this lyric here as well. First day at psychiatrist's office. This is bringing me back to when I first reacted to this, because I think people were telling me that, you know, him speaking out about this kind of stuff, I think I'm remembering this right, in Korean culture was, you know, it's basically very brave because it's even more stigmatized in Korea. More, you know, I mean, it's stigmatized everywhere, which is ridiculous and outrageous, but apparently more stigmatized in Korea to be talking about this kind of stuff. So very much respect it. But even in the Western context, like singing, not, you know, because there's some singers who broach the topic of depression, but singing literally, I went to the psychiatrist's office. Like, how many rappers are dropping those kind of bars? Like, it needs to happen more often. Oh, I take, you know, I was saying how it sounds like he has a great family earlier. Maybe just his brother, because, you know, and that's the thing. It doesn't always come from a toxic place. It doesn't come from a bad place. There's some parents out there who mean really well, who are very loving parents, but don't understand mental health because it's been so stigmatized, and their views on it might as well be like pagan. But imagine how that would feel like. So it sounds like he had to do the consultation with his parents, which is weird. I don't think that's ever appropriate. I think people should be allowed to do therapy by themselves, if that's what I'm reading. And they said they didn't know who I was. Like, that's not helpful. It's like, thank you for summing up why I'm sad right now. Thanks for that. Cheers, mum and dad. You've hit the nail on the head. Yes, well done. And I think, again from memory, that bleep is kind of censoring, I guess, like asking about suicidal ideations. But I think you kind of get that, you know, the bleep is like, it's quite powerful in its own way. It's, you know, it's kind of like, well, what would you sense that a therapist would be asking you about? It's, you know, it's usually one of two things. Either like, I want to hurt myself, or I want to hurt you right now, Mr. Therapist. One of those. Oh. Wait, don't tell me success doesn't compensate for everything. I've been banking on it doing that. Oh, no. Oof. Well, this lyric hits even harder in light of the recent Festa video, where, you know, like, I mean, he kind of felt this way back then, and that was referring to his probably teenage years or something. And then once you hit the age of like late 20s, 30s, you realize, actually, shit, my youth was my 20s. That was definitely youth as well. And they also, in a way, kind of exchanged that for success, in a way. So this I don't know. To me, this lyric hits even harder after the whole Festa thing, because I think this is part of what they were getting at. that, you know, that they've kind of spent their youth doing the BTS thing, and they want to just try doing their own solo thing for a bit and see how that feels, basically.
시간이 지날수록 괴물이 된 기분이야 처음 아파가 나의 성공이란 괴물은 더큰 부러워 내 무기였던 욕심이 때려 날 집어삼키고 망치며 때려 복수를 걸어 어떤 이들은 내 입을 틀어막으면서 나가를 삼키라 해.
Oh, really powerful song. I love this. You know, the greed was my weapon, turned to something that would swallow me up, ruin me, put a chain on me. It is such a hard gauntlet to run if you're a creative person, and I'm sure this applies to other stuff too, but like, you know, you need, I mean, it does apply to other stuff. If you're a scientist, if you're a mathematician, if you're a weather forecaster, you need that self-belief that yes, it will be sunny today because I have said it will be sunny. You need that self-belief. You need the arrogance. And people say, like, use any energy you can. Some people use greed as a motivation, fear, whatever it is. People, like, you know, latch onto any energy you can. But oftentimes the things that are the most motivating often have toxic downsides to them. They have flip sides. You know, they might help you get a little bit of success, but then, you know, it's like how people say, you know, well, you might get money and fame, but then your ego might swallow you up and you might become, you know, a monster. Like there's very dark and risky sides to the kind of confidence and self-belief you need to become someone. You know what I mean? It's a very, very, very hard line to walk, I feel like, to really stay true to yourself and to also be confident, to also be, you know, to be proud of yourself, to have self-belief. It's such a, like the relationship between the ego and confidence, self-belief is very complicated, basically. Love that imagery. Damn. I love this song is still not done. He's like, yeah, this is going to be the longest song on the album, the most depressing. Enjoy that. 4 minutes of abject misery. Great bars. Oh, and in a, like, I mean, I think he's hinting at something even greater than this, but it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about how you'll sort of pretend to be happy or just pretend to be whatever just to keep other people happy. Thank you for the follow, Jan CSP. But you'll pretend to be happy to keep other people happy, you know? Like, if you're feeling sad in such a situation, you don't want to bring people down, you don't want to stand out, so you sort of laugh along, you nod and smile. And in the way, that is you propping up other people's happiness. That's you putting their happiness above yours, because it takes more energy to pretend to be happy than it does to just sit there and be true to yourself, I suppose. I forgot about this bit. Alright, I like this. The self-awareness. He's saying, don't worry about me, I'm good now. I'm out of that dark place, which is reassuring. I like that, the idea of like, you know, it's like, 'cause I think I've touched on this before in other videos, but it's so true that I think especially as a creative, and again, this probably applies to other stuff. I don't know about other stuff. You know, maybe you could be a mathematician and be like, shit, should I be programming right now? That's the human nature. The human nature is always the grass is greener, to always look at something else and be like, is this the right thing? If, you know, people who are like supremely confident I'm doing the right thing in my life, you know, they might have issues really, because like that's a level of confidence and self-awareness I can't even approach. But he's out there being like, I'm an idol, but am I supposed to be an idol? I started out rapping. Is this good enough? Is this what I want? And he's saying, no, you know, it's finally appreciated. You know, I'm an idol. This is what I like doing. I can relate to that because, you know, I also, when I'm not doing this comedian reacts lark, I also do comedy. You know, I do improv comedy and stuff. And part of me is like, is this like weirdly selling out by like doing reactions, which is kind of like talking about someone else's content rather than making my own content? But I love doing this. I've always enjoyed talking about music and stuff. Like, it doesn't. I think the point is, no matter who you are, you can always start second guessing every decision you make. It's always possible. Nice. That is power. I like the roller coaster of self-awareness, self-belief, insecurity on this. I mean, he really takes you on the journey of his emotional journey. He's packed in, like, I don't know, like 8 years or more of development, personal development, into this 4-minute song. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, so when he was, like, I guess hustling to be an idol and, you know, pay for his digs and stuff, he had an accident on delivery. I'm imagining a scooter, because unless he was, like, in a car and just drove into a wall, but imagining a scooter, hurt your shoulder, which obviously, you know, a little thing like that, it's like the irony of, like, he lives in a society where these rich kids, they can, like, buy a foreign supercar, not work. He has to, like, you know, do this crazy work as a delivery driver, as well as, like, being an idol 12 hours a day. And then he crushes his shoulder because society's unfair, basically. He crushes his shoulder, which is the very thing he needs to be an idol. You know, it's the physical well-being is the most important part of being a young idol. So much emotion in his delivery. Oh, resentment gave birth to me. That line as well. I think what he's getting at there, he said, it's not that you guys didn't betray us, but you couldn't. I think he's saying to his haters, it's not that you betrayed us by... It's not that we don't care that you spoke out, it didn't have an effect on us. It's that you couldn't physically have an effect on us. You're so insignificant. It's another really class Sugar diss. Whew. Wow. What a song. Again, for me personally, not something I'm going to be watching tomorrow morning with my cereal. You know, like, it's, I feel like, I think I've watched it, I think I've listened to it twice in 2 or 3 years now, and that's enough for me. But, you know, that just is the power of it. It's really overwhelming. It's like, he pours so much emotion into that track, and, you know, other people's emotions, I can get enough of sometimes. So that is almost like overwhelming, but that's, you know, it is art. It's really good. It's just intense. See what people said in the comments. Do I know Show Me the Money Comedian, as in the song or the phrase from a movie I've forgotten the name of? I'm DCC said, I remembered in a radio interview before the release of this mixtape that he said during his trainee times he thought he'd be at least 6 foot tall because he was one of the bigger guys among the trainees, but then after the accident he started losing muscles and never grew since. That sounds a bit like somebody blaming an incident on their genetics. I feel like it's like this comedian called Carl Pilkington, he says that he had a difficult paper round job as a kid and he thinks that's why he lost his hair age 20, and it's like, no, it's genetics, unfortunately, mostly genetics, I think. Zaina said he's a scooter. He said the car hit him and he opened his eyes and saw the car's tires over his head. Jesus, like, as in he was actually crushed by the wheel, or God, I don't even know what that means. That sounds terrifying. And he didn't get his shoulder properly fixed until 2020. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. I imagine, was it just because he didn't have time or what? Like, Jesus. Or maybe he's just like me, where it's like, I've got a laundry list of things I should see a doctor about, and I've been putting them off for, weeks to months to years. So I understand that self-destructive ADHD mentality. All right, so next up is Tony Montana. I think I heard the the Jimin remix or the one that was on the Proof album. I don't think I've heard the original, so that should be interesting. Antenna, that's not it. Agust D. Let's see if Dial has it. See if Dial has it. Unless there's a music video for it? Maybe not. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Alright, we'll do the lyric video. Okay, here we are. I'm sorry to break it to you, IMDCC, but yeah, it's but you can test that theory. If you ever become a billionaire, you can go to the moon or to Mars, and then you can see if you get a few inches on top. Maybe I'm wrong. You never know. Thanks for your nice comments, Sid and Cats. Sorry about time zones. They're annoying and backwards. I think we should have done away with them. You know, we should have fixed them with time travel or science or something, but appreciate you for being here watching. Let's get this one going. From memory, it's a bit of a banger. Let's see. Oh, the track list placement. Like, I think this is a song I'd like to, you know, get hype on stream to, but I am also feeling a little bit utterly crushed and depressed, so we'll have to see. I'm going to be headbanging with tears in my eyes. Oh, Tony Montana, Tony Montana.
Tony Montana shit.
There we go. That's a bit better. My money, my problem shit. I love his, like, is it a stutter? Because maybe it's Korean, I don't know. But because he says English, I feel like he goes, I feel like Tony Montana. I don't know. Maybe it's him and a little bit of Korean, and it just sounds so cool. The little stutter rap or Korean stutter rap. I don't know. Feel like Tony Montana. Oh, that's the only downside to dial 13613476442 boo lyrics. 6137 is that it doesn't tell you who's rapping what. Is this Suga? Isn't, or is this Yankee? Yankee Doodle? I don't know. This sounds like I think this is Suga because it's the same lyrics from the Proof version I recognize. Sounds like him with a layer of autotune on it. Quite a bit high. Yeah, it still bangs. Still bangs. Sorry, I'm so amazing. Bang, bang. All right, this is gonna be a Yankee Doodles. All right. Interesting to hear, sort of vaguely. It sounds a bit like a Victorian drug bar. I might be like, oh, the opium I huff is over here. Good stuff. Like he says, what does he say? The morphine injection. From what I know, you know, talking about drugs is quite taboo in Korean culture. So I'm actually kind of surprised to hear even the name of morphine. What's next? Laudanum? Suga rapping about laudanum on his album. Ooh, whatever that beat does there is outrageous. A little like sort of sounds like like Pokemon Ice Cave music, just slightly creepy and bangs hard.
Andrea, 무인 방망이 swing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cream. Get the money on my mind. 하등한 뒤엔 lick a shot. Like a butterfly, get high. 머리 위로 봐, 너는 위로 지나가 새끼야. 어깨 때문에 넋이 나가진 네 상태 groovy. 별일 없이 늘 검어가는 힙합.
Wow. Ooh. Oh, being called the moth of anything, unless it's like clothing, a clothing eating competition, is really insulting. Interesting. This is so different from Jimin's version. Oh! Beat just like completely changed, it feels like. Yeah, the beat is so different now. Like chaotic. Woo, 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 woo. Cool. Yeah. It's more obviously Suga's verse the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same, but the Jimin verse, or what was the Jimin verse on the proof version, it's cool. I like Yankee's verse. It was interesting, and the beat switch up was like chaotic. It was messy. I think it was deliberately messy, but it was interesting. All right, next one is Interlude, Dream and Reality. So let's see where we can find this to watch. See if Dial has it. Seems like Dial doesn't really have interludes or skits or whatever. Yeah, it looks like it's new. Okay, so we'll watch it on this channel. Wow, this couldn't be any more energetically different from what we just heard.
Dream.
This is what I needed after that chaotic outro to the other track. Nice and peaceful. Oh, deep breath.
Dream.
Oh, this is really peaceful. This is like meditation music right now. The Calm app. Oh. Now it's catchy. It's like some really good Moby shit. Oh. And the epic chorals. A choral chorus by some fish audience. Whoever produced this is great at their job. Quite good, in fact. Not long enough. If that's the outro, it is. I'm angry. Not long enough. Good though. Aristotle says it's #1 in their playlist of songs to calm a panic attack. I could see why. Though the bit at the end is almost too epic. For me, that would be when it kicked back in again. I'd be like, oh, thank God, finally. Not again. Okay, and now it's So Far Away for the last song on the album. Short but sweet. Okay. So Far Away. And this is one I have heard before, I do believe. Doyle. So here we are. So, from what I remember, a vaguely melancholy outro. We'll see, we'll see. Yoongi produced the whole album. What, completely by himself, or did he have help? Not that I don't think he's capable of that, it's just like, you know, maybe spare some talent for the rest of us. My man, you know, kind of rude. Alright. Boop, boop.
하고 싶은 게 없다는 게
Yeah, that's me on a Sunday.
진짜 뭐 같은데 흔한 꿈조차 없다는 게 한심한 거 알아 다른데 하란 대로만 하면 된다면 대학 가면 다 괜찮아 그런 말들은 믿은 내가 나 죽지
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, but also, like, don't put yourself down, mate, because, like, you know, although you do end up feeling like a bit of a numpty for believing it when they say, I'll go to university, you know, your life will work out, it'll be fine, it's the thing to do. When they tell you that, you are, like, 16 or 17 or something, so it's kind of on them for telling you that and taking advantage of your youthful naivety, really.
술이나 좀 줘봐 술이나 좀 줘봐 오늘은 취하고 싶으니 제발 말르지 마 뭐든 좋아 뭐든 좋아 백수 새끼가 술 마시는 건 사치지만
Love his delivery on that line. Anything will be fine. It's just so like it's him saying, "I am in pain." Like listen to the delivery on the line. Anything is fine.
뭐든 좋아
Like anything is fine. Just get me some out. You know what I mean? Like I've been there. I'll be there tomorrow most likely. Like the period. You know, the mental mindset. It doesn't need to be said, but the mindset you get into when you just need to not be sober, not healthy. If you're watching this and you are sober and you're okay with that, good for you. That's good. It's not something to glamorize but you know, as an adult of legal age, even if doing illegal things, like you get, you know, with mental health issues, there's just times when you're just like, I want to feel different. Even if different is worse, I just want to feel different. I just, you know, like sometimes being inside your own head is not a great place to be.
백수 새끼가 술 마시는 건 사치지만 취하지도 않은 버틸 수가 없어 모두가 달리는데 왜 나만 여기 있어 모두가 달리는데 왜 나만 여기 있어 모두가
That thing everyone else is running, which I think the social media age, putting on my, you know, boring hat, it has exacerbated, obviously, because everyone posts the best sides of themselves, and it really does make you feel even more so like everyone else is succeeding when you're failing. When everyone probably feels like that a little bit, and the people who are succeeding in this day and age, like anytime like a friend posts a picture on, you know, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, whatever platform you like, which is ruining your life, whenever they post a picture of a house, I want to be like, that's very nice, I'm very happy for you, you got a house, great for you, but maybe they should pass a law that says if you want to put a post on social media celebrating a new house, especially if it's your first house, you should be legally obligated to also write down how much your parents contributed to that house. You know, just saying. Because in this day and age, I assume 90% of people are relying on their parents to get a house. So it's like, it's that kind of thing I'm talking about. Just like, social media makes you feel like, you know, a failure when most people are either failing or they're getting, you know, a help from someone else to not fail. Times are tough, people. You know, it's not a joke. Alright, Wenster says, someone already pointed this out before, but the lyrics that were sent to Saran had a typo and they didn't have time to change it from so far away to don't far away to don't fall away. Interesting. What, so the lyric is supposed to be don't fall away? Is indeed a relatable song, guys. Oh, okay, I see what you mean now. So the female singer, she sings Don't Far Away, but she was meant to sing Don't Fall Away. To be honest, every time I've heard this, I just assumed the lyrics were wrong. So you guys, you didn't have to say anything. You've ruined it for her now. Sorry, Saran. Lovely voice, though. I think what he means by that line, what is it? May all of creation be with you at the end of your life. I think that's him saying, go the fuck outside and touch some grass, comedian. Because all the creation is not inside my apartment, that's for sure. Yep. Man, the worst for me, I'm a big, if you watch my channel before, you might know that I'm a weirdo who likes 3D movies. I have a 3D TV, a big collection of 3D Blu-rays. And I know, I can always tell I'm not doing well if I'm like, all right, what movie do I want to watch? And I look at the whole list and I'm just like, I don't know what, like, that's bad. When you look at something that's your hobby and you can't pick out which title you want to watch or which game you want to play, that's not good. Oh, the way he describes loneliness is just so biting and poignant. It's like, thank you for the follow exclusive. I try to take out my anger, but the only one here with me is me, so what's the point of venting? It's like when you're lonely, you can't even express your sorrows, because that just like it's almost like just letting those thoughts run wild through your head and letting yourself get more sad. I'm not saying, I don't think it's the thing of like suppressing it necessarily, but it's like if you fixate on why you feel sad, like when you meditate, for example, and they say whatever you feel is fine, like look at the feeling, accept the feeling, let the feeling be. They don't say double down on the feeling, fixate on the feeling, think about what a piece of shit you are. Like, that's not what they do. There's a reason why it's not good to ruminate on shit when you're alone. 친구와 가족조차 멀어져만 가네. 시간이 흐르면 흐를수록 더 조급하네. 나 혼자인 기분, 나 혼자인 지금. 모든 게 사라졌음에 신기루처럼 사라졌음에. Oh, this is too relatable. 사라졌음에 이렇게 세상에 나 버려지네. 그 순간 하늘과 멀어지네. 떨어지네. I feel like since the last time I heard this, I'm actually feeling it's still really quite emotional and hitting, but I'm also feeling a slight sense of relief, because I feel like last time I heard this, I was in that mindset of like, I'm currently falling, things are getting worse kind of thing. It might have been COVID related and being indoors, I don't know. But now I do feel like my life is slowly improving slightly, so it's a good thing to feel like I'm not falling. I'm slowly elevating at a rate of like 1 meter per year, so got that going for me. It even sounds like she says fall away. You can kind of hear an L sound. I love that simplicity. Wherever you are, I welcome you. That's what anyone needs, really, is just to be accepted. Pretty good chorus. As far as like vaguely poppy choruses go in rap songs, it's pretty good. I love that. Trials in full bloom. I think that line, like, may all the creation be with you to the end of your life, is a very poignant line for someone to say on an album where they've just talked about how lonely they are. I mean, because I take that as like not like you're mobbed by every single person on Noah's Ark, but just getting to experience all of life, be in nature, be outdoors, be around people, like the things that are the most fulfilling and wholesome. Sometimes are the hardest to get, which is kind of backwards. I forgot about the guitar solo. It's a perfect like album finisher, isn't it? seems like he's been in a much better place mentally since he released this album. Yeah, billions of Korean won will do that for you in the society we live in. Or it doesn't hurt. Did he also, because he produced this apparently, so did he also write the guitar solo? It's a good solo. It hits just right, it hits just right. It's like he's like, I just delivered you this mission statement in my album, here's all these lyrics, and now I'm going to make a guitar say basically the same stuff, but with music. Go.
결국 실현의 끝이 만개하리 Dream 시작은 미약할지 언제 끝은 창대하리
Dream. Amen. A fucking men. Fingers crossed. My beginnings were humble. Technically middle class family, but also abusive family, so you know, not ideal. So maybe the ending being prosperous could be like having my own children and treating them nicely. Maybe. But anyway, what an album. What an album. Oh, I need to go back and listen to D2 again now. Not that they need to be compared, but it's always interesting to kind of like, I like contrasting, you know, especially when it's like a solo artist release, and especially when they're known for being in a group and they've done solo work. It's interesting to go back and kind of see the development, see what's changed. Some people are saying that he seems to be a lot less depressed these days, which is good. Good for him. No one needs that in their life. But yeah, great album overall. And I mean, as like, you know, his first album, his first like proper full-length release, just amazing stuff, really. Like, how old was he when he made this? Probably like annoyingly young, probably like 20 or 21 or something. And just really good. Like the amount of insight he has, you know, again, like it's testament to BTS success, and also explains that success when you have these guys who are like so talented from the age of like 12, basically. It's kind of sickening, really. But a very accomplished, really mature, great album that I relate to a lot. A lot of people do, obviously, but going back and forth between being a sort of happy-go-lucky, silly, optimistic, vaguely extroverted person to being a cynical, miserable, stay indoors and hiss at the sunlight individual, I very much relate to everything he said in this little mother of an album. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that reaction if you're watching live on Twitch, or if you're watching on YouTube. And if you want to watch stuff live on Twitch and you're on YouTube, I've got the link to my Twitch in the description. You can go right down there and click the link and follow. I've also got, while you're down there, also check out my Patreon link. You can support the work I do, because it technically is work. Talk to my therapist about this too. Like I said, it technically is work. It just about qualifies, so don't put it down. It technically is just about work-ish. So if you want to support my work, then you can go to my Patreon, sign up, and as a benefit to that, you get Run BTS and Bon Voyage reactions. There's like 60 exclusive reactions on there. More of this gibberish to be had. Please also definitely subscribe to my channel. It's the best way and easiest and the cheapest way you can support what I do, my work. And like the video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the album, what it means to you. 6 years later, a retrospective by Comedian Reacts and Co. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed listening to this. Have a splendid day. I'll see you soon. And remember, if you like this reaction to Agust D's self-titled, click the subscribe button. Yes, I feel entitled to your subscriptions.